Did you know there are animals that can survive weeks without a single drop of water? In a place so hot, even shadows seem to melt. Welcome to the Sahara Desert, a land of endless dunes, scorching winds, and creatures born from pure survival. By day, the sun turns the sand into fire. By night, the desert becomes alive with unseen predators. Hunters that strike fast, silent, and unseen. Here, life is not about strength or beauty. It's about endurance, adaptation, and the will to outlast death itself. Imagine walking across an ocean of sand, where every grain hides a killer. Beneath your feet, something moves, a serpent made of dust. Above your head, a shadow circles, eyes locked on your every move. In the Sahara, you're never truly alone. But how do animals survive where temperatures hit 50 degrees Celsius and the wind can bury you alive within minutes? From tiny foxes with giant ears that hear prey beneath the ground, to venomous scorpions that glow like ghosts under the moonlight, to silent falcons that dive from the heavens like bullets of death. This is not just a desert. It's a battlefield of heat and hunger. Every sunrise begins a new fight for survival, and every sunset claims the fallen. Stay until the end, because the last creature on this list is something you'll never believe calls this place home. At first glance, it looks like something straight out of a Disney movie. Tiny, fluffy, and almost too adorable to be real. But don't let that cute face fool you. In the brutal heat of the Sahara, the Fennec Fox is a master of survival. A tiny assassin perfectly engineered for the desert. Its enormous ears aren't just for show. They act like natural air conditioners, releasing body heat while also picking up the faintest sounds beneath the sand. From several meters away, it can hear a beetle crawling or a lizard breathing under the surface. Then, with lightning speed, it jumps, digs, and strikes, all in a single motion. The prey never even knows what hit it. By day, this little fox hides deep in its burrow, escaping the scorching sun. By night, it becomes a ghost of the dunes, silent, swift, and unstoppable. It hunts insects, small birds, even eggs, anything that gives it a drop of moisture. Because here, water is luxury, and the Fennec has learned to live without it. Every meal is hydration, every breath is survival. And here's the most unbelievable part. Despite living in one of the hottest places on Earth, the Fennec Fox never drinks water. Not once in its life. It gets everything it needs from what it eats, turning the desert itself into its water source. Imagine that, a creature so small, yet smarter than the desert that tries to kill it. But wait, if this tiny fox is the assassin of the night, the next creature is the king of poison, and it glows in the dark. Deep in the desert, where the sand still burns even after sunset, lurks a creature born from nightmares, the Deathstalker Scorpion. Its name alone sounds like something from a horror movie, but this killer is very, very real. Barely the length of your finger, it hides beneath the sand, motionless, waiting. Then, under the pale moonlight, it glows. Yes, its entire body shines an eerie green under ultraviolet light, like a ghost crawling across the desert floor. It's beautiful and terrifying. When prey gets close, maybe a cricket, a spider, or even another scorpion, it strikes faster than a blink. The sting is small, but the venom? One of the most powerful toxins in the animal kingdom. A single drop can send your nervous system into chaos. In humans, it's rarely fatal, but the pain? They say it feels like fire running through your veins. But here's the twist. This same venom that kills can also heal. Scientists are studying the Deathstalker's poison to develop treatments for brain tumors and even diabetes. In other words, inside this deadly creature hides the secret to saving lives. It's a perfect paradox: beauty and death, destruction and cure, all inside one tiny scorpion glowing in the moonlight. So next time you walk the Sahara at night and you see something glowing near your feet, don't be tempted to touch it, because in this desert, even the smallest creature can kill you. But wait, our next hunter doesn't need venom at all. It moves through the sand itself, like a ghost snake. Meet the desert horned viper. Beneath the scorching dunes of the Sahara lies a silent killer, the desert horned viper. It doesn't chase its prey, it doesn't roar. Instead, it waits, buried under the sand, motionless, invisible. Only two horn-like scales rise above the surface, like devil's eyes watching everything. By day, it hides beneath the dunes, body perfectly camouflaged against the golden sand. When the sun falls and the desert cools, it begins to move. Not like any snake you've seen before. It doesn't slither. It swims through the sand. Its whole body ripples side to side, sliding smoothly under the surface, leaving behind a strange zigzag trail that looks almost painted by the wind. And when it hunts, it's pure precision. It senses vibrations through the ground, knowing exactly where a mouse or lizard is moving. Then, in less than a second, it erupts from the sand. Strike. One bite and the venom begins its deadly work. The prey never escapes. But here's the fascinating part. Those strange horns above its eyes aren't just decoration. They help protect its face from sandstorms, deflecting grains away like tiny shields. Evolution's perfect design for life in the desert. It's a creature made of silence, patience, and deadly grace, a true phantom of the dunes. But if you think this serpent is terrifying, wait until you see the next predator. It doesn't crawl under the sand. It falls from the sky. Meet the Desert Falcon, the sky assassin. High above the dunes, where the air shimmers with heat, the Desert Falcon rules the sky. While other creatures hide from the burning sun, this predator thrives in it, wings wide, eyes locked, hunting in silence. From over 1,000 meters up, it spots movement. A lizard, a rodent, maybe even a smaller bird, across the endless gold below. To human eyes, it's invisible. To the falcon, it's crystal clear. Its vision is so sharp it could see a fly from a football field away. Then, it dives. In a blink, the world turns into a blur of wind and speed. 300 kilometers per hour, faster than a racing car. The sound cuts, silence fills the air, and then, impact. A cloud of sand bursts up. The falcon lands, claws gripping tightly, victory claimed. But here's what makes it truly mind-blowing. To hunt in such extreme heat, it uses its wings not just to fly, but to create shade. It spreads them wide, blocking the sun from its prey, forcing small animals to freeze in confusion, just long enough for the kill. It's not just strength, it's strategy. Every movement of the Desert Falcon is pure precision, a balance of power, grace, and deadly focus. Its feathers are designed to reflect sunlight and trap cool air beneath them. Nature's own engineering marvel. In the Sahara, the falcon is not just a hunter. It's a symbol of dominance, beauty, and survival. But wait, not all creatures here are predators. Some survive by disappearing completely. Meet the Addax Antelope, the ghost of the dunes. In the endless ocean of sand, where almost nothing moves under the burning sun, a pale shape drifts across the dunes, silent, graceful, almost unreal. This is the Addax Antelope, also known as the ghost of the Sahara. Its white coat isn't just beautiful, it's survival. The color reflects sunlight, keeping its body cool even when the ground reaches 50 degrees Celsius. At night, that same coat turns gray, blending perfectly with the cold desert shadows. It's nature's invisible cloak. Unlike most animals, the Addax doesn't run. It walks slowly, deliberately, conserving every drop of energy and moisture. Because in this world, speed means death. The faster you move, the quicker you dehydrate. What's truly mind-blowing is how it survives without water. The Addax can go weeks, even months, without drinking a single drop. Its body extracts moisture from plants, and its blood is uniquely designed to store and recycle water internally. Its heart beats slower, its breath steadier, a living machine built to defy the desert. But perhaps the most fascinating trick is its ability to vanish. When danger approaches, the Addax doesn't flee in a straight line. It walks in circles, confusing predators, erasing its own footprints with every step. To the untrained eye, it simply disappears into the dunes. Once, millions of Addax roamed the Sahara. Today, fewer than 100 remain in the wild, ghosts of a fading kingdom. In the desert, survival isn't about fighting. It's about becoming invisible. But don't relax yet. The next creature doesn't hide. It hunts in broad daylight, and it's big enough to take on snakes, birds, and even other predators. Meet the desert monitor lizard, the silent stalker. When most creatures hide from the scorching sun, one predator walks boldly across the dunes, ancient, fearless, unstoppable. Meet the desert monitor lizard, the largest reptile in the Sahara and one of its most efficient killers. It looks like a mini dinosaur, long, muscular body, claws sharp as knives, and a tongue that flicks through the air like radar. But don't mistake its slow movements for laziness. This lizard is a master hunter. It can sprint when it needs to, chase down prey with terrifying precision, and climb rocks or trees with ease. Its secret weapon lies in that forked tongue. Every flick collects invisible scent particles from the air, guiding it toward its next meal, even from miles away. Dead or alive, nothing escapes its nose. From bird eggs to rodents, even venomous snakes, the desert monitor eats them all. It's not picky, it's practical. And here's a mind-blowing fact. It's one of the few desert animals that can sense carrion, the smell of death, from kilometers away. It uses that sixth sense to find food before even vultures arrive. If the Sahara had detectives, the monitor lizard would be the Sherlock Holmes of the dunes. Despite the brutal environment, this reptile doesn't just survive, it thrives. Its thick skin keeps out heat, and it can go weeks without drinking, storing water in its muscles and liver like a living reservoir. Silent, patient, relentless. It doesn't need venom or speed, just intelligence and endurance. But the next creature isn't about silence. It's about power, a giant that dominates everything in its path, even the desert itself. Meet the Dromedary camel, the living tank. If there's a true ruler of the Sahara, it's not the lion, not the falcon. It's the dromedary camel, the one-humped giant known as the living tank. Built like a creature forged by the desert itself, every part of its body is designed to survive what would kill anything else. Its long legs lift it high above the burning sand, its broad, padded feet spread like snowshoes, letting it glide across dunes that would swallow other animals whole. And its nostrils, they can close completely, sealing out sand during raging storms. When the desert wind howls and temperatures reach 50 degrees C, the camel doesn't panic. It slows its heartbeat, lowers its body temperature, and endures. It can lose 25% of its body's water without dying, something no other mammal on Earth can do. Then, when it finally finds water, it can drink up to 200 liters in just a few minutes, enough to survive weeks. But here's what makes it even more incredible. That famous hump isn't filled with water. It's pure fat, an energy reserve that keeps the camel going when there's no food, no shade, and no hope. Its body burns that fat slowly, releasing both energy and moisture. In a way, the camel carries its own oasis, and despite its size and power, it's gentle, patient, loyal, almost wise. For centuries, humans have called it the ship of the desert. But truth be told, it's more like the warship, calm, unstoppable, and built for eternity. Yet even this giant fears what comes out at night. Something smaller, faster, and far more terrifying. Up next, the camel spider, the nightmare of the night. When the sun disappears and the dunes turn cold, the Sahara changes. Silence falls, but not peace, because the real hunters are just waking up. Among them hides one of the most misunderstood and terrifying creatures in the desert, the camel spider. It's not really a spider, and it's not a scorpion either. It's something in between, a monster that looks like it crawled straight out of a nightmare. With 10 legs, powerful jaws, and a body that can grow as big as your hand, it moves faster than you can even react, up to 16 kilometers per hour. That's nearly as fast as a human sprint. By day, it hides in the shadows, beneath rocks or burrows, avoiding the deadly heat. But when night falls, it becomes the desert's silent terror. It doesn't spin webs or use venom. It relies purely on speed and strength. It chases down prey, insects, lizards, even small rodents, and tears them apart with its crushing jaws. The sound? A faint clicking in the dark, just before the attack. And here's the creepy twist. The camel spider is drawn to shade and movement. That's why soldiers in the desert often found them following behind. Not to bite, but to stay cool in the shadow of their legs. Still, imagine turning around in the dark and seeing this thing sprinting toward you. It's not evil. It's not a monster. It's a survivor, perfectly adapted to a world of extremes. Because in the Sahara, even nightmares have a purpose. But the story doesn't end here. Stay until the end. The desert still hides secrets that will blow your mind. As dawn returns to the Sahara, the wind gently sweeps across the glowing dunes. The sun rises again, painting the sands with gold. A quiet reminder that even in the harshest places on Earth, life never truly stops. From the tiny Fennec Fox to the mighty Dromedary camel, every creature here carries a story of patience, courage, and the will to keep moving when everything says stop. They don't fight against the desert, they live with it. Every heartbeat is a gamble, every night a battle, every sunrise a victory. The Sahara is not empty. It's alive, fierce, mysterious, and breathtaking. A place where survival itself becomes an art form, and where nature reminds us that endurance is the truest kind of strength. Because every breath taken in the desert is a miracle. If this journey through the Sahara inspired or amazed you, show your support with a like. It truly helps the channel grow. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss the next adventure, and drop a comment below. Press 1 if you enjoyed the video, or 0 if you have any feedback or ideas to make it even better. Every like, every comment, every new subscriber is what keeps this channel alive and helps us keep telling nature's most incredible stories.